Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 30,000 subscribers last night. I'd like to take this time out to thank everybody that subscribed, everybody that's helped me along the way, and let's try to get to 40,000 now because we hit one milestone. Let's hit the other. So please like this video down below and subscribe if you're new so we can get started. But today we have to talk about last night. Last night in this election, it's not looking good for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, the mighty have fallen. The chances that he had to win were very big. He won Iowa in the popular vote. He won New Hampshire. He won Nevada big time. He even won states on Super Tuesday, like California almost won Texas. However, it seems like in the South, everything that's transpired, it doesn't look too good for Bernie Sanders. It doesn't look too good for the Sanders campaign in any way, shape, or form. And moving forward, it's going to be very, very troubling. And you'll see this here. Definitely, if you look at the counties Bernie won in 2016, it seems like he's lost a lot of them. And it seems like in terms of the counties that Hillary won, Bernie did win some of them in California. California, it's looking like that was mainly a fluke at this point, and see if he can recover. But right now, it's looking like the campaign is over. He probably should just drop out. He probably needs to end it all right here. And I'm going to show you some very impressive, almost laughable maps about how much his support has fallen. It seems like back in 2016, you had Michigan. Michigan, the map is on the right for the Democrats, obviously, as you can see here. Bernie Sanders is in the green. Hillary Clinton is in the blue. Bernie Sanders pulled off an unthinkable upset in this state of Michigan. He won a lot of counties here. He won almost every county. I think he lost only 9 or 10 of the counties in the state. However, this time around, if you take a look at Michigan, oh, look, it's all Joe Biden. Biden won every single county in the state. By the way, my predictions for yesterday were almost on point. I think I narrowly got Idaho or North Dakota mixed up. But other than that, I think they were on point. Michigan, Biden won it by 15 to 20. Same thing with Missouri, Mississippi, Sanders big. Looking at Washington, I was right on the mark when I said it was going to be a narrow Biden win. Some people are saying that Biden is going to win the state very narrowly, and it looks like I was proven right again. So I guess I can take a victory lap in that regard moving forward, because I didn't do too well on Super Tuesday, but I don't think a lot of people knew what was going to happen on Super Tuesday. I overestimated Bernie, but here it looks like Bernie couldn't even win a single county, and Biden won the state by 18. So big change. This was all Bernie country. Now it's changed. Why has it changed? A lot of people are saying Bernie was a protest vote, and to a lesser extent, he still is a protest vote against the establishment. He just couldn't communicate that properly against Joe Biden, that he was able to communicate it against Hillary Clinton. By the way, Biden is not a sure lock to win the general election either. No matter what happens, no matter if we have 10 pandemics, he's not guaranteed to win. The polls in the battleground states are still showing a very close election, and you see this even if we enter a recession. Donald Trump is not going to lose automatically. He has a big base behind him that is going to back him no matter what. And after the convention, McCain was leading despite we were in a recession back then. Of course, the housing market hadn't completely crashed at that point, and he wasn't able to recover from that. But Donald Trump, he can take anything. This man's recovered from anything. I mean, this man is the unbeatable titan so far, so we'll see if he's able to win. We'll have to analyze it leading up to the election. A lot can change. You have the NBA canceling games, so we're at a crisis right now in terms of that. But his primary turnout's perfect. He's broken records. He's gotten roughly, I believe, he's gotten 3 times as many votes in Michigan than Obama got in 2012, and Obama won the state by 9 points, so he's doing fairly well. He's on track to beat the 04 Democrat total turnout, so it's looking very good for Trump. He's gotten the most votes by far, it seems like, for a candidate who is an incumbent president, and you still have 6 out of the top 8 states either haven't voted yet, in terms of population that is, haven't voted yet, or they are canceling the primaries, as in the case of the New York State primary. But you still have Illinois, Pennsylvania, Florida out to vote, and Ohio. So we have to see, and Trump is going to pick up a lot of millions and millions of votes out of those states. So I think that his support base is behind him. I think a lot of us are sticking with him. The Democrats, they'll claim their victories, but they've been doing that for years, and it really hasn't shaken Trump's base at all. So Mississippi, this was expected, really. Hillary Clinton destroyed him in every county, and you see this here. Biden destroyed Bernie in every county. In fact, Bernie barely actually crack the delegate threshold 15%. They're going to give him 2 delegates. I guess it's because they feel bad for him or something, but it is what it is. Moving to Missouri, this was a state that Bernie Sanders almost picked off over Hillary Clinton. It was insurmountable in the St. Louis city and the Kansas City area for Bernie Sanders to come up and actually win. However, he roughly had a virtual tie in the state of Missouri, similar to what he had in Michigan. He won more counties than he lost in the state of Missouri. However, this time around, what happened in Missouri? Oh wait, Biden won every county. So basically it's looking like a lot of his supporters, the protest vote supporters, a lot of them are with Trump and still with Trump, and some of the most enthusiastic Trump supporters now, people that really didn't know much about Trump back in the day, kind of like myself, may have endorsed Bernie Sanders over Hillary Clinton for the sake of keeping Hillary out of the White House. However, you see this now, and you have like 20% of Bernie supporters in some states like Michigan saying they're not going to come out and they're not going to vote for the Democrat nominee if it's Biden. That's a good thing. A lot of those supporters very well could be Trump supporters, and you see this, and you see Biden yelling at factory workers, making contradictory statements, trying to threaten them, to beat them up, and all this sort of stuff, and he's actually, the media is covering for him like crazy. It's actually kind of disturbing in a way, but we'll see. As for North Dakota, this was a state that Bernie won relatively. He won the big areas, Fargo, Bismarck, Grand Forks. He was able to win significantly, and he did win. He did win in North Dakota. I don't think we actually have a map for North Dakota for some reason. Actually, we can see the results by caucus site. So the Fargo area went for Sanders, but places like Bismarck and down the state, he wasn't just strong enough in the margins enough to be able to win. So it's looking like he has won the state of North Dakota. It really doesn't look like it means very much moving forward, as you can see here, definitely compared to what he was able to get last time around. In the state of Idaho, you see Bernie Sanders with a stunning defeat over Hillary, an 80-20 win over Hillary Clinton in the state of Idaho. This was absolutely huge for Bernie Sanders. It was one of his biggest wins percentage-wise. Now what happens? Oh wait, he loses the state of Idaho. He loses the state. He loses Boise. He loses some other areas in the state that he won that were very populated. Definitely you have a couple pockets of areas here that still voted for Bernie Sanders, a couple in this panhandle type of part of the state, and some of the more rural areas where there was like 40 votes cast. Canyon County may have been his strongest county in terms of population, but Bernie loses the state of Idaho. He loses it by a couple percentage points, definitely. Maybe you could say that part of the reason why he wasn't able to do so well in some of these states is because you had Warren in the race, early vote, and things like that, especially in the case of Washington state, which we'll get to in a second. This was a huge state. This was his biggest win delegate-wise possibly in the 2016 election. He gained 50 delegates on Hillary Clinton in this state alone, Bernie Sanders. However, when you look at today, when you look at what happened now, this is a very different map. Actually, did something just change? Because they're still technically counting votes, but Biden is relatively the apparent winner in the state. He's won Seattle. He's won a large swaths of the state that were going for Bernie Sanders last time. And Elizabeth Warren in the early vote really does seem to be the factor that potentially could have hurt Bernie Sanders and froze him out of the victory in Washington state, which is exactly what I actually expected. And this margin is roughly what I predicted, so I guess I can take credit for that. But it seems like, it definitely seems like Biden is going to win Washington. And this is a pattern you see all across America. The older Democrats really is what's moving the party back to the center left, is what you could say, because they're the people that are coming out for Biden. Bernie Sanders is siphoning his support base that he had in 2016 away. It's absolutely hilarious to watch. And it's basically a good thing to know that the far left people, the loudest far left people on Twitter, Reddit, and things like that, likes, retweets, and upvotes don't translate to electoral victories, and this is something that Republicans need to keep in mind moving forward. Social media is a very, very left. They have a very big left-wing bias, but at the end of the day, it seems like the American people just don't even care. They're electing boring people like Biden. Now, by the way, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure how anybody in their right mind could turn out for either of these people. Personally, I think Bernie Sanders is too far left. His rapid left-wing change is a little bit irrational, and I don't believe it's going to lead to good results. It's going to lead to high taxes, not just on the rich. It's going to trickle down to the poor. They don't like to talk about this. Every time you have these things, this is what happens. At some point, he'd have to do a VAT tax just to control the debt, and at that point, it's basically the poor people are going to be paying a lot of the taxes, kind of what they do in some of these countries that Bernie looks at. But that's beside the point. This isn't a video on policy. This is a video just saying that a lot of people just don't don't really want to turn out for Biden or Bernie. Definitely Obama back in 2008, he was charismatic. Definitely Biden is the opposite. Biden's not charismatic. He's just being force-fed out there by the media. Doesn't know where he is. Doesn't know what he's doing. You almost feel sorry for him, but not enough to vote for him. He's going to go in there. He's going to get in there, and he's going to be controlled entirely by the special interest groups that were controlling a large portion of the Obama administration, especially in things like the second term and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it seems like both of these candidates are just absolutely disastrous in a lot of ways. The Democrat Party turnout is actually higher than 2016. But at the same time, 2016 was an incumbent Democrat year. Usually that means there would be lower energy in the primary. 2008, I believe, that had roughly the same percentage turnout-wise, if not a greater percentage than 2020 that we have now. So it's definitely one of these things that we'll see, but Bernie Sanders is just wiping his support base away. All of the counties that supported him in Michigan and Missouri and a lot of the portions of the country are completely gone, and they flipped to Joe Biden. Milquetoast Joe, Celtic Joe has basically all but clinched the nomination. Yes, there will be debates. I don't know what state Bernie's going to win. Maybe he pulls off an upset in Hawaii or Alaska, because right now in predicted betting odds, it's looking like Bernie's not going to win a single state. And probably, honestly, he probably should just drop out now, because that would probably be the best solution forward for him to exit without losing big time, because he's probably going to lose every state there is left. For better or worse. So that's basically it, guys. But anyways, please like this video, comment down below, make sure you sub to the channel, follow me on social media, donate to the Patreon, join the Discord, links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.